running it, Rhodes? Do you have control over it?
Yeah.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo.
What's up,
I think we
everybody?
hear you, Danksy.
Good.
Don't think we're
We
here
good?
for.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm here. Cool. We live?
We are.
Perfect. Yeah, last time there was the second countdown, so I was confused. But what's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. It's just everybody on Twitter right now, but I hope everybody is doing having an amazing week so far. We took a few days off. I think did we do the stream last Tuesday, guys? Rhodes? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. Either way,
If
we took last Friday off, and
must
we're
have done
back.
Tuesday.
What up? What's up?
I say we must have done Tuesday if we took Friday off.
Oh yeah, we took
wasn't
last Friday
that
off due to a few things, but back again. If you're new to these streams, we do these twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesday, like today, at 3 p.m. Eastern, or I'm sorry, oh my God, I'm in Central Time right now. That's why I'm saying this. But what would that be? 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. PST, and then 10 a.m. PST on Fridays. And then, but yeah, we talk about everything in Web3, crypto, NFTs, memes. It's a super interesting time right now. We're going to go ahead and talk about everything, how close the majors are to bottoming. As you can see on the title of this stream, I do think the bottom is near, but we are going to get into all of that. For now, go ahead and make sure to retweet, like, and comment on the stream so we can get this out to more people. The way we usually start the stream is we have my boy Rhodes here go over what has happened over the last couple days. We call it the Rhodes Review. So, Rhodes, you want to go and take over?
Yeah. Which item I got to hide here to get it going? My apologies. There we go. Yeah. So really, I populated this review a couple hours ago, earlier in the day, as Tuesdays are pretty busy, and so at the time, Bitcoin was still looking stable. The macro of the market was looking stable prior to Powell's meeting, and so with that, I call Bitcoin a stable coin. We have since kind of pulled back to that key 95K level. Looks like we're getting a bounce there, which is good, but for the most part, really trading sideways. It's still looking like a stable coin on this kind of sideways action for the most part. ETS expected for Solana, Litecoin, XRP, Doge, and Cardano. Lots of ETFs kind of on the horizon being filed for. I think a mixed bag ETF really makes the most sense when it comes to crypto across the board. And so, these ones listed off are interesting, Litecoin, Cardano specifically. I think Doge makes a little bit of sense, and then the XRP as well makes some sense. But with that, and then U.S. states continue to propose local strategic Bitcoin reserves. So lots of efforts being done at the state level. Nothing yet kind of confirmed or concrete on the U.S. national level. And then Metaplanet bought, or to buy 21,000 Bitcoin. MicroStrategy bought 7,600, or just about $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Pump Fund is planning to launch a token. Portnoy gets crazy with meme coins, pumping and dumping for the most part. Pretty wild. I think most of the sentiment on that is negative unless you're able to catch them early. A lot of copy trading, which is resulting in him being very successful with his trades. And then if you're trading fast enough with enough gas and enough volume, then you're successful trailing him. But if not, you're getting wrecked. OpenSea token launch. A lot of back and forth news on this one, whether or not it kind of gets leaked on the timeline, and they say no, that's not the case. But at the moment is being described as requiring KYC, requiring to be 18 years or older, and going to exclude VPNs.
Wasn't that refuted by one of the guys there, the
Yeah,
founder or whatever?
yeah. So it has been refuted, but and these kind of rumor kind of elements pop up more than once on it. So this could
I
be
wouldn't be
something.
surprised though, knowing OpenSea,
Yeah,
if it was
exactly.
actually real and then they got some backlash and then they decided to pull back.
That's exactly it, right? So I think in a way it almost helps them to be able to kind of get a pulse on their plans on whether or not it's going to be accepted by the market or not. And yeah, I think they need to walk it back.
I mean, can you imagine, like, probably 80% of your users are in the United States and you're gonna
United States,
geo-block them?
yeah, and another 5% are under 18.
Before you go on, if you guys are just coming into the stream, we are doing a just quick review on kind of what's happened over the last few days. We will be going over meme coins, AI, NFTs, memes, all of that. If you're just coming in from Twitter or the Telegram, the post I just made, welcome. And Rote, sorry to interrupt. Keep going, brother.
All good. On the AI market cap side of things, up 5%, bit of a rebound from bottoming out over the last few days, and we're seeing some rally in AI and across some meme coins. Of course, that again subject to change over the last few hours, where the market has kind of pulled back. NFTs volume is declining on the Ethereum side of things, as well as Ordinals. Ordinals are quite low from where it has been. Solana relatively in the range over the last week. Kaido, kind of the big winner. Not as high as it had once got, but overall it's done well. Airdrop speculation, among other things, for the Kaido Genesis token. And then Bored Ape Yacht Club up 8% on the week, mostly due to the gifting of a Ape 2 Vitalik. Pretty nice Ape 2 at that. And then Azuki up 13% to 3.3, kind of an oversold moment for them. A bit of a rebound. Good to see. Meme coins side of things, over the last 24 hours, SPX up 5.8%, down 13 or 14% on the 7-day. AI16Z, we're starting to see some weekly gains here on some of these here. AI16Z up almost 34%, as well as 34% on the week. Good to see. Ponk up 8% to 81 mil, up 5% on the week. Bitcoin March price achievement, 110K at 47% expected, and 80K now up to 32%. So a bit of a mixed bag on that. We're trading nearly in the middle of that range, and kind of 50% to the upside, 32% to the downside. So interesting. Kind of gives you a good gauge on where market sentiment is. Gonna stop there, guys. How's it going? What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yeah, before we move on to the majors, yeah, you talked a little bit about the Portnoy stuff. Again, I think a lot of it's going to come down to the copy trading stuff's pretty crazy. I think what a little bit different, why it's a little bit different, and why a lot of people are like not really up in arms. I know a lot of people are mad, whatever, but is because he is kind of just telling it how it is. He's not not really concealing it. You can have on your opinion on whether what he's doing is illegal or ethical or whatever. But overall, again, it's not always evident in like the very short term. But I think overall, the same thing with the Trump coin, and I don't think that story's necessarily over either. But especially when conditions are good for crypto and the majors are going up here soon, which we'll go over as well. I do think people like Portnoy, who have a huge following outside of crypto, talking about crypto, being in the game, not just starting a coin and fucking rugging it, like having one of those scammy tweets and then rugging it the next day. I think that type of person will actually net positive. Looking back 6 months from now, will bring in a bunch of people to crypto. And yes, some of those people may get, like Rote said, get wrecked in his his copy trading type things, but a lot of those people will get wrecked, stay in the game, and learn about a bunch of other stuff. Same thing with Doge, same thing with the NFTs. They onboard people to Web3. A lot of those people stick around and do a lot of cool things. So I think that net positive, it's net positive overall for crypto mass adoption. Is what he's doing ethical as far as the copy trading? I don't know. That's up for debate. I think again, the reason why people aren't like completely turning on him is because he's being transparent and telling you like this is what it is. Whereas a lot of people are like, oh no, I'm a great trader. The copy trading doesn't mean anything. Whatever. I think his transparency is kind of a little bit of a different approach. What are your guys' your takes on that, on this?
I think for those that have been in the space, this is they know how to navigate and follow someone like Portnoy, and it can be quite profitable. To his followers, it's a double-edged sword, right? And that's where if they don't know what they're doing and they're just falling into it, and they're trading behind the eight ball, so to speak, not using the bribes, the gas, etc., to get those transactions through in an effective way, then it's not great for them. So be curious to see how he adjusts. But otherwise, what he's doing in the whole kind of side of it, I don't think it's any different than what we've been doing the last 6 months, to be honest. Right? We're all trading and buying and speculating, right? So
Yeah.
I don't get the pull of copy trading. Like, it seems like you're gonna make money, but I feel like you're just gonna get destroyed.
He's also the worst trader ever. So it's like interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just again doesn't matter who is like on it. If they have a lot of followers or whatever, a lot of people's eyes on the wallet. That's just the concept. They're not buying necessarily because they think. I think most people aren't buying because they think he's a great trader. They're buying because they know a bunch of other people are watching the wallet, type of thing. And you're right. Most people do get wrecked. There's certain people who are able to catch it early and know how to navigate it. And maybe there's that few hour window where you're able to take profits. But yeah, generally if you're looking to make money and you're not very intricate and skilled with this type of stuff, it's probably best to stay away. A different conversation again, I think, when there's somebody who has 3 million followers who kind of already has been kind of in the day trading type thing, whether he's a good trader or not. It kind of is on brand for him. And again, once conditions are good, if we really do have a good year this year, which I think is very possible heading into spring, summer, I think somebody like him will be net positive as far as bringing people into crypto, which is what we want. Doesn't matter, you think this is good or not. If the outcome, as long as, I don't think people are getting crazy hurt here. I think, like Rote said, it's the same kind of thing that's already been happening. People are copy trading non-Dave Portnoy's, people in crypto as well. So I think it's net positive. It will be net positive when crypto conditions improve.
Yeah. I I I thought it was a pretty positive when he signed up with Kraken. When it comes to like onboarding normies.
Yeah.
But when he started like doubling into the meme coin and then kind of like victory lapping his PNL, I kind of like started to not like him, to be honest. I think that's more of a negative than a positive.
Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
think you got to I think for me, it's like whether you like it or think it's ethical. Those kind of things are personal, like opinion type things. I think if we're looking at something being net positive for crypto as a whole, bringing people in, like black or white type of thing, I think there's argument for there. If you like him, whether you like him or not, I think that's a personal thing. Yeah, that's kind of for you to decide. But yeah, no, that's good discussion. I don't want to spend too much time on the Portnoy stuff. Let's go ahead and move on to the majors here for a bit. Can you go ahead and pass the screen over? Is there anything else news wise actually besides the Portnoy thing?
you guys see the beef in between Sam Altman and Elon Musk?
I don't know where that echo is coming from.
Might be me.
No, yeah. No. Oh, the Sam Altman. Yeah. The Elon was making a push to buy the majority.
Yeah, just like he was trying to pretty much he called him a swindler because he obviously feels betrayed about it. But then Sam Altman came back and said, like, we won't sell you OpenAI, but we'll sell you we'll buy Twitter for 9.4 billion or something like that.
Yeah, I
Just
saw
funny.
that. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny that that kind of stuff happens in public like that nowadays. But
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the majors. I think I am already sharing my screen. If you guys are listening, you might not be aware there is a chat function. I know a lot of people comment on the actual post of the stream, which is also appreciated. But there's a chat function if you have any questions, comments, anything you want us to see. Heading into we're going to talk about meme coins, all that. But if anything you want us to see, go ahead and leave that in there. But yeah, let's go ahead and move to ETH.
Let me add on. If you're on TikTok as well, I'll be relaying. So Ricky, we will be going. He said Pepe, but we'll do that after the majors. So yeah.
Hey, Brent, before you get
Yeah, yeah,
into
yeah.
the majors, can you take a look at gold? Because it's something that is being talked about on the macro and everywhere. I mean, you can see just like not just China, but also the US. It's just something definitely to compare to Bitcoin or in general, seeing how it's performing.
Yeah, it's crazy to see gold go up, especially with like I guess yeah, maybe leading towards because quantitative easing may be starting soon, whatever. Interesting to see DXY go up with gold going up, and then crypto and everything else still holding pretty steady. To me, I don't think it's going to be the top for crypto, which we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, interesting to see gold. To be honest with you, the last few months I haven't been watching as much macro content to really keep up with these people who have been around a while. It's like big takes and everything. What is your kind of take on gold and what you've been seeing and why it might be going crazy right now?
I mean, it's been going crazy for the last 2 years. I think there's a lot of uncertainty, and a lot of investors don't want to invest in real estate. So when they see, as you mentioned, money printing, inflation, and just the evaluation of the currency, right? They're trying to figure it out what's the best bet. And it's always been gold as a hedge of that. But particularly in the last few years, it's been a race in between China and the US who can accumulate more gold reserves. I was looking at some data from the Kobeisi newsletter. I know you guys follow them, but they were saying that the U.S., particularly in Manhattan, there's like one of the largest gold like accumulation or slash reserves that there's ever been. Even before this, 70s when gold was actually at the backbone of the economy. So interesting. I mean, I'm not investing in gold or anything like that, but there's something looming on the background and the reason why people are buying gold so aggressively, you know.
Yeah,
And
it could
whether
be
Powell
again.
tells you the economy is well or not, someone knows something. That's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure it out.
from what I've heard, it's like over the years, the banks and the central banks, accumulating over time. It could be because they see quantitative easing or quantitative tightening at least coming to an end with rates coming down without anything breaking yet. So it could be that, could be a number of things. I think the writing's on the wall that inflation isn't going away, and that they probably do need to keep money printing going as well to keep the whole system going. So I think it's just again just front running inflation and front running that debasement, like you were saying.
Mhm.
But very interesting. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on to Bitcoin. And then remind me about Pepe. We'll make sure to do that right away as well. So for me, my stance on Bitcoin ETH Sol has been the same since we made this top in December. We have this technically is a big thing of consolidation, but I do think this piece here from the 23rd till now is the most telling part. It's very corrective in nature. When I say corrections are essentially one of the three phases that any market is or any asset is in at any time. Either a correction, an impulse, or a peak, which is a top or bottom. An impulse is a big move up or down in one direction. Think this move right here that we got from September to December on the higher time frames. An impulse is like a big bull market or a bear market. And then corrections are essentially the pullbacks or the cool off periods before the next move up or down. In this case, up. And then peaks are the like tops, bottoms. Just another name for tops or bottoms. Each of these three phases have a distinct characteristics. Corrections are usually have lack of consolidation. This case is a little bit different because there is a big bout of consolidation here, but it's usually choppy, has multiple bounces in between, forming these kind of pretty much corrective channel like structures that I like to call them. Essentially, this is telling us that though price is going down, that sell pressure is really weak. It's acting as a coil up, and that eventually the next big move up, buy pressure will take over again. Whereas an impulsive move to the downside, which is what you don't want to get caught in, is opposite. It's not choppy, it's super fast, and usually it comes after a lot of consolidation. So even though this is a lot of consolidation, something we want to look at, I think this most recent piece going into this low is going to end up doing what I have here, depicted for the last week or so. That probably, if we break here at 95, might go down to 92, 90, maybe make a quick spike below that. But in the next few weeks, I think this will probably be the very last low, and we will head back to the upside above 110K. I did a tweet the other day over here that kind of goes more into depth on that, on why, and how everybody's kind of seeing this as the end of the world, but in reality, this is really just one of the corrective periods that we see, and during all these bull markets, right? Bitcoin pulls back 20 to 40% multiple times during these bull markets, and at that same time, the alts, memes, everything else pulls back even more, 50 to 70 to 90 sometimes. Some stuff dies. But I don't think this is a little bit more intense because we come off the euphoria of Trump, and we've been down for a few months already. But I'm telling you, this is not out of the normal if you zoom out and look at these bull markets. And I think we're going to get the same result here. And what most people are forgetting, again, is we have all these positive catalysts. But just like the ETF back in, December or whatever it was in 2023, it takes a little bit for price to catch up to all the positive narratives at times. And I think the same thing's going to happen here. I think we're going to end up, going up here, finishing up these corrections on the majors, Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol, and near the same time, whether it be before, after, right before, or right after, we should see the memes and alts, just like we always do, the good ones at least, start to climb back up. And the people who didn't panic, the people who, saw it for what it is, and, if they had dry powder, bought this, didn't complain, whatever, or didn't shut down, those are the people who are going to make the most money. Of course, take profits on the way up. But yeah, take note. I think this is exactly what's going to happen again. And yeah, I did another tweet today just while we're on here. You're not losing money because it's a rotation market. A lot of people are calling this a rotation market. It's just a shitty condition market right now. So what happens during any of these corrective periods, you're going to have, when the majors are down, especially for the new coins, I'm talking about anything under 10 million, conditions are going to be really shitty. It's a hard mode. It's really easy to lose money. It's really easy to, see it as a rotation market. Yes, you probably should rotate, but it's not because the market's changed or anything. It's just because we're in a corrective period. So really the best thing to do is accumulate the good, for me, culture coins, cult coins, and, just leave the higher volume, shorter term stuff for a little bit later when conditions are good. But yeah, going back to the majors really quick, I do think Bitcoin bottoms out here between here and 90. Let's go to ETH really quick. I do think ETH's going to have a big year. Again, same kind of thing when Sol was super suppressed from FTX, and then went on the upside during the real bull market when it started right after. Pretty soon after, we saw Sol go crazy. I think same kind of thing is going to happen here for ETH. I do think ETH's going to be the biggest beneficiary of the regulatory clarity due to tokenized bonds, stocks, a lot of these things that I think are going to land mostly on Ethereum. And for that reason, I think ETH's going to break all-time highs, which would be like a 2x from here sometime probably in the first half of the year, but definitely this year. And 10K is not out of the question. If we do, have a great year, and it doesn't take too long to start. So Sol, same kind of thing. I think Sol and ETH are just really obvious setups here with this corrective behavior. Again, came into this high, but super choppy corrective behavior here for me. What I'd like to see for Sol is either stops here, maybe makes another low, but between here and around 175, I think we will see the bottom for Sol, at least for another bounce. Very likely the bounce that takes us to all-time highs. And I think sometime by at least March, we will be nearing all-time highs again, if I had to guess.
What are your thoughts on the next catalyst? Is it QE or just the cycle? What do you think is going to take us to the next level?
I mean, you have all these fucking positive catalysts, regulatory-wise, everywhere. Again, it came off the back of Trump, so it kind of, killed momentum for a little bit as the majors were already going, but we already have a fuck ton, really. We already have a shit ton, like I just said, from the regulatory. But I say this, I think, since again back in August when we were in the same period, there doesn't need to be an immediate catalyst for price to go up. In fact, most of the time coming out of these corrections, narrative follows price. You'll see just like we saw in August. I don't know if you remember Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol kind of bottomed out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden, all these positive catalysts come out of nowhere. That's what happens oftentimes. But to answer your question, bro, we already have a ton from the regulatory stuff. You have people, believe it or not, doesn't look good on crypto Twitter. People might not think so, but a lot of people are being onboarded into crypto right now from Trump for a few weeks ago, but especially from Portnoy. And it doesn't seem like great right now when prices are down, but this stuff matters. These people will flock way more when prices are going up. So I'm telling you, there is already a bunch of positive catalysts to answer your question, but there doesn't necessarily need to be like a crazy headline for prices to start to head up again.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is like people are watching it but don't have the FOMO right now.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Obviously, the people who already see crypto for what it is, they're like, okay, Portnoy, I'm going to start buying now. But I think just like anything with any of these cycles, most people don't buy stuff until they see their friends buying it, right? They don't buy stuff until they see price going up. Very few people buy bottoms, and that's, very few people have conviction at bottoms, and very few people are selling tops, right? And it's the same kind of thing. So I think once prices are going up again, that's when you'll really see like the real effect that this thing is having. But yeah, great question.
Yeah. I wonder how
What is going
much
on with this chat right now?
how much influence this CPI and PPI meeting has tomorrow on crypto. Because as you mentioned, not on the majors, but especially with meme coins and alts, we've gone down 80 to 90% in some cases. So these events don't probably have any much more repercussion and consequences to crypto, I would imagine. I mean, it still can go lower, but
Yeah,
most
CPI,
of
right?
our altcoin bags are already down significantly. So
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. Yeah, again, I think what'll probably happen, if I had to guess, I think price will start bottoming out here because again, these corrections are just obviously, I think, coming to an end, and then at that point, chart wise, and then at that point, all the regulatory stuff that's going to happen. I don't know if you saw Rich Nick's video today. He was just talking about how he was talking about this podcast that the cryptos are,
David Sachs.
yeah, David Sachs was having, and he was talking about how in the next 6 months they really want to make. You should just check out this video if you haven't. How they want to do a lot of the regulatory stuff and make it really clear and positive stuff for crypto pretty soon here this year. So I could see as prices going up, a lot of these positive catalysts really contributing and pushing prices higher. To kind of touch on what you were saying earlier. But I'm seeing Danksy, I don't know if you can confirm that and it makes sense because
It's
I'm not
not.
seeing anything. It's
It's
not
not
working.
working.
The chat's
It's
not
not.
working.
I'm
So if you
checking.
guys are in here, which isn't great, that sucks. At this point, we don't want to restart this stream. So if you guys want to comment, if you have any questions, comments, anything you want us to see, and you're on Twitter, feel free to please comment on the actual post, and we'll see that. And next week we'll make sure that's fixed.
Yeah, you can probably comment on YouTube. YouTube seems like it's working. So
Yeah, but if you're already on Twitter, for sure, comment on the post. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and do that. What about TikTok?
TikTok is fine. Ricky said he's done with Solana. He wants to see XRP, Pepe, and Brent in that order.
And Brent,
Yeah.
like crude oil. What is it?
No, like Brent, like Brett's.
Brett. Oh, I
Brett's.
think you said like Brent. I was like, this is. Oh yeah, bet. All right. So Pepe. I know there's my Pepe chart. Let's see here. So
MLG as well.
MLG, yes,
And FWOG.
Perfect. So for me, Pepe is forming to me what is a bigger form of the corrections that it's seen in the past. And I'd like to see some consolidation. I think I drew this box close to about a week ago, maybe a few days ago. I'd like to see Pepe hold this for, maybe another week or so as the majors, bottom out. To me, that could act as kind of the base or the bottom to push us up. And at that point, if the rest of the market's doing well, I could think that's very likely the bottom for Pepe. We only technically got two lows in this correction. Usually, 2 to 4 is the most common. So very likely, I think if the market has bottomed out Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol, I think this is very likely the bottom for Pepe. And I do like how it has held this low for 9 days now. That's definitely positive. So as long as Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol don't shit the bed here, I do think Pepe is probably a great buy here. I made a post in the Telegram going more in depth than that if you want to check it out. But yeah, I think Pepe, is down 60% here. I think as memes continue to do well this year, Pepe very well could be the best risk to reward bet or one of them due to its very low downside. I think especially from here, it's kind of solidified itself as the top post Doge meme, and then on top of that, it could very well flip Doge. You never know. So a lot of upside, not too much downside from here. I think so. Pepe, good one. And then what did he ask? XRP?
Yeah,
XRP,
XRP.
same kind of thing. I mean, I think these same kind of normie characters that I think have yet to flock in, and again, I think because prices haven't started going crazy, they went crazy from November to what was it, January, but I think that wasn't enough time. I don't know if you guys remember, but back in November, we got a crazy period where a lot of normies were flooding in. Our stream hit an all-time high. There was like a bunch of people joining the Telegram, and then all of a sudden, I think the majors topped out pretty soon after, and then we kind of got like a halt in that, right? And that's because prices stopped going up. It's hard for normies. Normies don't flock in when and it's not evident until prices start to go up. So I think same thing kind of thing with XRP. A lot of normie crowds that buy it, and you saw in November around that time when I told you the normies started to come in, you saw XRP going up. I think we're going to see the same kind of thing going into the second half of the year, the end of February. As normies start to flock in, I think something like XRP will go up. Maybe we can start to get some ETFs. Maybe we start to get something else that floods more institutional capital into it. But either way, I think the reason why XRP went up, for the most part, was because those same kind of crowd that bought it back in the day started buying it again, and then those people who've already been buying it started buying more due to it starting to play out. So yeah, XRP also another one I think does well this year. And then Brett, right? It's an interesting mix.
It's like the top high market cap meme coins and XRP, and yeah.
I like that.
Oh man, Brett's been taking a hit.
Fuck, I didn't even realize that, Brett. That's nasty.
That was like during like the
That guy cashed
early-
out, the one that owned like over 20 million of it.
Did he?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe.
But it was heavily, I mean, this coin was heavily manipulated by insiders.
It
So-
was bundled for sure, yeah. And I mean that was a lot of the reason why it ran up only because it was bundled. And then I don't know if they sold here or what, but yeah,
Someone sold.
yeah, somebody. What I really do not like, and I don't know why I hadn't really looked at Brett, I guess, in a few weeks, or a month, but what's a little bit different than Brett than a lot of these other coins, and why really this setup chart wise is not great, is that you see it came down, retested the high, kind of forming a bigger double top, and that's a 6-month consolidation technically, even it's a fucking massive consolidation, but a 6-month double top. If you were to see it, it's a really big higher time frame top like setup, and that's why you see again with Zero Bro, with Moo, these coins that form these big consolidations, they form these double tops, fail to break the high, and then they just fucking collapse with these impulses. Remember I told you guys earlier?
Yeah.
Impulses.
This is the famous McDonald's pattern. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah.
like very much very well known in meme coins.
For real,
So-
yeah. Just in general, double top type of stuff. But yeah, it's a fucking McDonald's. Look at this. But to answer your question, whoever asked, we've seen coins like this recover before, especially ones with mind share. It's just not a great sign when you do see this. It means that people, it's kind of the first thing that they're selling, and it doesn't show very much diamond handedness, and that's probably due to like lack of community or like whatever. But to answer your question, what I'd like to see for Brett, if it is going to recover, is just like you saw how it consolidated right here before it went up for about 2 months. I'd like to see like a month or so of consolidation to kind of reverse this impulse to the downside. And at that point, it could recover. It's just pretty fucking nasty that it's down 75 from this high in less than a few months. But we'll see what happens. Again, I'd like to see some consolidation, and then we can reevaluate from there.
I think anything in base has gotten hit like super hard, especially since Virtual's kind of like moved multi-chain. Anything on base is just like very little volume, and yeah, I think Bread was the number one meme coin on base, and anything base right now is not really very exciting.
Yeah,
So
it wasn't exciting for a while. It's just interesting to see
yeah,
that dump on that this time. T-Bone asked, and I assume I saw wrote sent the test in there. I assume that we're the only ones that kind of type in there. Interesting to see Panda can type in there too. So I don't know what's going on. Either way, we'll have it set fixed.
No,
for
it's
next.
just Twitter chat is broken.
Ah,
The
The other
Twitter
chats
stream
work.
chat is broken.
okay. Then how is Panda typing in there?
He's on
The
YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh, I appreciate you, Panda. You're the best. But to answer your question, T-Bone asked on the comments, with your comment that ETH likely benefits as a platform of choice, regulation, implementation, do you think Maker is a yes? I think Maker, that also goes along with what I'm saying. I'm glad you asked that. I think the real apps that have stuck around fucking 5-6 years from 2021, the Maker DAOs, the what are the other lending ones? All the actual DeFi apps, Uniswap,
Compound, Aave.
Compound, Aave, yes. All of those that have stuck around and are actually legitimate and all that, with the amount of money that's going to come in on DeFi on ETH, yes, I think they will be some of the biggest beneficiaries. I haven't looked at the Maker chart. Let's go ahead and look at that. But to answer your question, I do think. Let's see. So Maker. Yeah, so I could see this just being, and again, just based off the premise that these DeFi protocols, as more people are going to start to pour into DeFi, as it becomes more clear, like legally and regulatory wise, I do think, I don't know how long this takes to play out, but between here and this low here, this makes sense, right? 954, yeah. That's just throwing it in dollars. Just want to make sure that is correct, right? Maker USD.
Could be. It's just
Yeah, it's the same chart.
doesn't have
Okay.
too much
But yeah,
coins.
I could see this forming just a giant double bottom kind of base here again, consolidation between here and 90, as long as it can hold this $600 low, and then maybe as regulatory stuff starts to come in, I do see a turnaround for a lot of these DeFi coins, including Aave, like Danksy mentioned, Uni, Link. I'm glad I thought of that. I actually just charted this up yesterday. This is an absolute beautiful setup for Link as well. Super coiled up. As a lot of other things collapse, this looks super coiled. And another DeFi / infrastructure coin that will do very well with regulatory clarity. Only about a 3x from all-time highs. I think that's very likely breaks this year. So, Maker, to answer your question, T-Bone, yes. I do think Maker will do well. Pengu, yeah, look at Pengu.
You want to look at Sui, Avax. I mean, they all have the same chart. It's actually very interesting.
Yeah,
They
a lot of
basically
them
have
are
all the same chart right now.
exactly. Yeah, I think all of them are coiled up. All the good ones are holding pretty steadily. Even kind of a lot of them have better setups than like Bitcoin, even at least clearer setups. I do like Sui here, especially since this is kind of its first major correction. Like we say a lot of these streams, like the stuff that usually outperform or performs well in the beginning of the cycle or like the first few years, like after a bottom, after a bear market, usually does well the rest of the cycle. So when you see good coins during these big corrections, that's why I'm so huge on taking advantage of these opportunities. And Sui is one of them. I've traded some Sui meme coins and stuff and accumulated some through there, but I don't hold a sizable Sui position. But I do think this is a good long, probably a nice long position here, or like a long entry here. Or if you're holding Sui, I don't think this is a place you want to be selling, personally. But yeah, I think it could easily see $10 this year. AVAX stuff like that, I do think is in a bit better, risk to reward bet. Came down a lot more than I thought it would here, but retesting this low, and I do think very likely, just like we saw on Maker, could see that bottom here kind of form like a big corrective consolidation here, and then head to the upside as gaming and other stuff becomes more prevalent later on this year. But yeah, Danksy said it perfectly. I think a lot of these are in the same setup right now. If you like AVAX, if you like XRP, if you like these coins that are kind of on the upper echelon of have time in the game, supply distribution, all that, this is the time you want to hold them / buy if you have dry powder, with a understanding that we could be in this for a few more weeks or a few more months for all we know, right? So yeah, all of those that you just named besides Brett look very good, and then even Brett could recover. You never know. But let's see. Okay,
Oh, did you
YouTube.
see that Walmart is partnering with Cardano?
Is that real?
It is.
Let's look that up.
Yeah, fact check me on Twitter where it's.
Imagine if this Walmart Cardano partnership was announced in 2006. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is sick. Huh. Walmart partners with Cardano. Nobody cares. ADA's down 70. Why am I? Why is there not like any?
Go on. What's the one I use? Watcher Guru announced it.
Master Guru. Oh yeah, okay.
Watcher Guru. No,
Oh,
Watcher
Watcher
Guru.
Guru. Why did I say?
But they post a shit ton of stuff every day, so who knows?
It's just from Cardano. People talking about it. I want to see one of these news. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. If I had assumed just off first glance, it's probably a partnership through another third party app that offers Cardano as well. I just I could be wrong, but I kind of doubt that Walmart's partnering with Cardano Foundation personally. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't know. I wish I could find something quicker on that, but that's super interesting.
I can send you a link once I find it.
Yeah, do it.
I saw it
Ada-
today.
You what?
I saw it today somewhere. I just don't know where.
Cool. ADA though, same kind of reason as XRP, I think does have it's already bouncing right now. I guess probably off this news, which it kind of needed because this was looking pretty impulsive. But I do think this bounce, yeah, that bounce here does confirm similar to Chainlink and XRP. I do think ADA, as we kind of reach a more sustainable part of this kind of hype cycle, where things run longer than like a few months, longer than a month. I do think we're going to see ADA into the multiple dollars. Who knows? Sky's the limit for this one. If we do get a lot of normies pouring in, which I do think we will.
I'm gonna tag it in the post.
Can you cover AI coins? Do you think we'll have a run? There's some. OX Chris asks, can you cover AI coins? Do you think we'll have a run? There's some great utilities on ETH like Sen. Yeah, I'll look at Sen for you. I think I don't know if Cento AI build on AI agents. Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about the AI stuff. Obviously, just kind of to go along with my tweet I showed you guys earlier. When conditions are good, nothing does well, and especially the newer sectors like AI are going to struggle. But that doesn't mean it's completely dead. There's definitely ones which we'll look over in a second that I think are great buys right now. I don't think that everything's going to recover. I think you have better risk to reward bets and a lot of other stuff. But with that being said, I think the AI, the virtuals, the AI 16Z, possibly maybe Go, like other ones that we might go over here in a second, I think will recover and will do well. And if I had to guess, we probably do go back into like where AI becomes like a place where a lot of new stuff drops. I kind of think they need to do more stuff, and we kind of need to have more like physical video type stuff or something that makes it more interesting, maybe. And I think the whole AI technology itself with ChatGPT and DeepSeek and all that will probably do more of the work for them. But yeah, we'll go over Sen and all that here in a second, Chris. I appreciate you asking that, bro. But yeah, as far as the majors, I think in the next few weeks we will bottom out. We do need to watch this bottom for Bitcoin. Obviously, anything's possible. I think this is very corrective in nature. We could bounce right here. The last kind of confirmation for me, chart-wise, will be a daily candle close above 105, which is the prior bounce high here, which would kind of solidify around 80-90%, about 80% around usually. From my past experience, where at that point that we go back to all-time highs. But I think all the writing's on the wall here. As long as we hold above this low, I do it all these bounces in here, very corrective. I think we're going to see very possibly here, if not after one more low, Bitcoin head back to the upside along with the other majors, which again will push everything of quality up. These markets are again driven by the Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol. When they pull back, everything else pulls back more, and when they go up, the good stuff tends to go up more. So, let's see
Yep. See the link I sent about the
on Telegram.
no, just on I tagged you. It's right in front of you.
Oh yeah, duh. Am I gonna get Binance.com? Okay. Charles Hoskinson confirmed that Cardano entered a partnership with the Global Retail. Was founded 15 Bring, a platform that provides an environment for crypto companies and projects to interact with global retailers and brands for collaboration and promotion. Confirmed that Cardano's popular wallet, Yoroi, partnered with Walmart. Walmart will be able to. Okay, so yeah, I think that's kind of they did like this partnership with this Bring thing or whatever, which added Cardano. It sounds like.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I haven't used Cardano whatsoever, so
No
Yeah.
one does.
Yeah, I think
I
by
don't know.
definition nobody does, but
But doesn't mean that the coin can't pump, right?
Exactly.
It's like XRP. It's like a ghost chain, pretty much.
yeah, exactly.
Held by lunatics.
Yeah, by cult like motherfuckers, but I mean
Yeah.
those motherfuckers buy and hold, and unfortunately a lot of them not unfortunately just the way it is, a lot of those people actually outperform people who kind of overthink things. But it takes patience. It takes taking 80 90% 70 80% drawbacks for 4 years sometimes, but yeah, Hester Price will say meme coins will not likely have a home with the effort. Okay, let's see.
Bitcoin is really bouncing back. Yeah, I was looking at the chart.
Here, I want to hear what shit this.
That's crazy.
Can you guys hear this?
No.
Oh fuck, we need to fix that. Head of SEC Task Force Hester Pierce says many of the meme coins that are out there probably do not have a home in the SEC under our current set of regulations.
Bro, at this point there won't be an SEC to enforce it.
That's what I'm saying. That under the current set of regulations doesn't really mean much.
Do you see that guy Jason Calacanis also talking trash
Yeah.
about meme coins?
Fucking hater. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. So,
Hater.
yeah. He has kind of always been a. He wears his heart on his sleeve. I'll give him that much. I'll say that about him. But yeah, I don't know why I clicked on that. But
Let's run some meme coins. What are you guys looking at?
yeah, let's go ahead and go to memes. We can touch AI and stuff as well. Again, if you're in the stream, I know the chat function isn't working, which is unfortunate. But go ahead and use the post itself that we're of the stream to have any questions, comments, all that. I will check Pangu for Panda because since he did ask that first. Do I have Dex Screener open? Yeah. So Pangu, even though it's coming down hard, I think this is gonna end up being a blessing in disguise for Pengu looking back. I know how the hell could I be saying this right now when it looks like this? But if you know about air, if you've been around for a while, airdrops almost always have this type of drop or this kind of outcome. Some of them go up for a while, but almost always it's almost undefeated unless you're like a hyper liquid who did buybacks and all this crazy shit. You're gonna have this type of washout. Now, there's a set of coins that after that washout go on to go to crazy market caps, and that ends up being an opportunity to buy these coins. But again, it all comes down to the operators behind the coins, the app that they're building, whatever, and what it's going to do. To me, from watching interviews with Luca and just seeing him make these big partnerships, and I do believe that he will at least attempt to implement the coin into not only abstract, but I've seen a video of him talking about how they're trying to implement the coin into the physical products, where they're going to have this pudgy metaverse or whatever, potentially where you're going to be able to have traits attached to the toys that you can sell for a few dollars in Pengu, which kind of helps you recoup the cost of the toy, kind of making them almost free, stuff like that. I do think that not only Luca, but people like Gary Vee and other people are going to try different stuff with coins to implement them into the actual brand. This stuff may take months or even years, or take months, a year plus, whatever, to get all this like hashed out. But I do think Pengu looks good here as far as a consolidation, and I do think it will run when memes bottom out here. I don't know. Does it go back to all time highs? If Luca does ship a lot of stuff, I think it's possible. And I like. It's not really at 5 fucking million. That's not right, right? What is this? That's on a abstract swap. I want to see the actual market cap. 625. I like it a lot more at 625 million than I did at a crazy valuation at 2.8. So, reason I say it's a blessing in disguise for Pengu is because I think every coin kind of needs to have this washout in the supply distribution. And it's a good thing that it happened while the rest of the market is taking a shit rather than the rest of the market going up and Pengu just underperforming. So that's kind of how I see it. And then my take on memes in general right now, guys, is I've just been accumulating a lot of the same stuff. Again, it's just because to me it goes along with this tweet that I did earlier where right now it's really easy to lose money right now. It's best to just accumulate the stuff that's in massive corrections that have a very, very high chance of going back up. Don't overcomplicate things. So that's why I've just been buying a lot of the coins that I was buying back in August before they 10x, but are correcting again. MOG, SPX, Lock-in, Giga, Harry Potter, Obama, Ticker Bitcoin, and then Flog. And then we'll tap into some of the AI stuff as well. But that's really what I've been doing more of, and we'll go over a few of the charts. But it really, if you have dry powder right now, maybe you're new to crypto, or you just you came up more on some money. I think the best thing is to not overcomplicate it. Don't trade. Don't play the low cap lottery. Accumulate stuff that's proven in a 50+% correction, and take profits on the way up this year. That's really my how I'm going about it, and I think the best way for most people to win. So just to look at a couple of these charts, Giga held really relatively nicely. It came down a bit more on this candle. It was holding up really well versus everything else. Now still barely down 60%, where a lot of stuff's down 70, 80, 90. I think Giga super corrective on the charts, and just the community's going nowhere. It's on Coinbase, which again will start to matter as people start to flood in. Everything you want to see there. SPX bounced a little bit last night, like Rhodes was saying earlier. Also very corrective. I think just like XRP, all that, the coins that hold very nicely during this time, it just says that sell pressure is very weak, so that when buy pressure takes back over, there's going to be very few people selling, which should lead it. I do think SPX gets to the multiple billions pretty quickly here. Let's go to Ticker Bitcoin, which may be the best risk reward out of all of them right now due to how crazy it's come down. I do think if you know anything about Ticker Bitcoin and the community around it, those guys are going nowhere. That again, for me, even with MLG and a lot of these other coins, I'm starting to realize it's like, not starting to realize, but you got to understand that like the ones that have good people that are rating, making good content and all that, when there's a lot of eyes and demand for crypto, those are the ones that are ultimately going to win, because again, it's about mind share, guys. It's
Wait,
about
Ticker Bitcoin's on base?
no, all of these, they just make wormholes for all of these.
Oh, I was like, yeah, there's no way it's a 1 million market cap.
Yeah, no, it's about right under, not 550.
Dude, I was looking at Giga with Rhodes yesterday. That one looks good.
Yeah.
That chart looks good.
Yeah, I just looked at it right now. Let's see. Yeah, Giga looks great. Why they should have a function where you can just separate it out right here, like by chains. Because I have to go
Look,
all
look
the way
for
down.
the look for the one with the longest date. Go up.
That's right. It's this one right here, I think. 84 million, but it's like 12 sections. It's like 13 things down. But yeah,
That's fucked up.
Ticker Bitcoin. I know, right? It's all the way back down to September 7th lows. I think would like to see a bit more consolidation, but I've been buying a lot of this. I think it's inevitably going to go back to all-time highs, and definitely goes to a billion, and a sleeper for way higher. So under 84 million, I really like Ticker Bitcoin. Flog, one that's going through its first 90% correction, more than 90 at this point. But like I said, these 90% corrections are kind of a rite of passage. If you look at MOG, SPX, Giga, all these coins pretty much have gone through a 70 to 90% correction multiple times. That's the only way to really prove that these coins can have good supply distributions and that they can survive in general, right? So I do think Flog is getting that 90% correction, and very likely, especially if it holds this low here, will recover. Again, the content, the community, all that stuff is still there. We just need that initial shift up, which I do think is gonna happen here. And then yeah, SPX, Mog, Giga. We didn't look at Mog. Mog right now is just the biggest no-brainer, right? Right now, where if memes go up, Mog will definitely. I just don't see a world where Mog doesn't do very well um, in a strong meme coin year. So with that being my premise that we will have a strong year for meme coins, at least heading into the second half of the year. That Mog will do very well with it being down over what is this 80% at this time, which is absolutely just nuts. So yeah, I've been buying a lot of Mog too, even though when I first started buying Mog, and just to kind of put things into perspective for you guys, like when I first started made my first tweet about Mog, and when I first started buying, it was all the way down here at 16. As you can see, came all the way down 90%, more than 90. Yeah, about 90%, and then consolidated for 3 months before it went to 40x from there, right? So sometimes these things take time to play out and they pull back crazy before their next move. So Mog at 328, I think it's a no-brainer. Easily see it at multiple billions, probably five. Sometime this year. It's kind of my base to bull case for Mog. But yeah, Mog, and then we can go over some of the AI stuff as well. Same kind of premise for me. I want to hear what these guys have to say, but I'm just accumulating the good stuff, the no-brainer stuff, because it's like you don't need to overcomplicate it. Just like at the beginning of bull markets, you don't need to overcomplicate it and buy a bunch of super low stuff. You can buy stuff that did really well before that still stuck around and really get some good gains off of it, and then kind of go into the lower stuff when it's time. And I think for me, I like Goat kind of being a longer term one just because of the story and how it's kind of started everything. It's a pretty nasty correction again, 90%, more than 90%, like a lot of these. But I like to see some consolidation on Goat. That's more of a longer term play for me. The AI 16Zs.
We got one from Unknown Memes. It's Hedge, HEGE.
Yeah, we'll look at Hedge for sure. God, dude. Like, tell me why. Tell me why
Didn't they change the name
they changed the name on here.
to like the starts with an E? I think.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
Are you referring to Elisa?
Yeah, not
That's
the same
just
thing.
it's not the protocol. It's kind of like their agent.
Yeah, I don't
It's kind
know
of
why.
like AXBT for virtuals, even though it's a different team.
Why? This isn't it. So I don't know why I can't find this. Um, it's right here. I don't know why it's all the way the hell down there. But
So it's
yeah,
the token's mintable.
I don't
It's an
know.
issue with Next Screener.
Yeah, that's probably why I put it all the way down there. But yeah, AI 16Z stuff like that. These no brainer ones that have still a ton of mind share. And AI 16Z is already coming out of the correction. I think these are the ones AI wise where you don't have to overcomplicate it. If it goes back to all time highs, it's 5 or 6x. So those are the ones I'm gonna starting to accumulate AI wise. I haven't really looked at AI XBT lately. It's crazy how all of a sudden price goes down. You don't really hear about AI XBT, the bot too much. But wait, no, it's on base, right? 227 though. Really holding relatively well compared to the other AI stuff. And again, due to mind share, everything, I'm not as interested in this AI stuff and just in general. Just I do think again it needs to have another catalyst to make it a little bit different. But AI XBT, I still have about 40% of my position on there. I took profits on the way up, but not one I'm necessarily rushing to buy versus the AI 16Zs, the goats, other stuff like that. But I think it's very likely going to go up, especially after this consolidation for 10 days. And then what are some other ones? I mean,
Farcoin.
Fart, yeah, of course. Wow, this one kind of fucking 80, 90%. Who knows? I don't know if this is still going. But yeah, Fart. The fact that it stayed, bruh.
Bro, what's going on with Dextrainer today? They changed the algo.
I don't know. Or somebody changed
It's
my
that. It's that
algo.
one. Like the bottom one on here. No.
There you go. Yeah, no, I mean Fartcoin is probably, even though it's a deep, also almost a 90% correction, 80. You can see clear bounces in these corrections. I really like the Fartcoin chart, and that's probably one I should probably buy the most of. To be honest, it's a super nice chart, and it doesn't have execution risk. Has a cult behind it, but it's like the cult around the fart, like big community, all that. So this probably might be the best AI bet, to be honest, for me chart wise. And then, yeah, I mean, for Loco, have you been kind of sitting on your hands AI wise? What is your thoughts behind everything? What have you been doing AI wise?
To be honest, I've been dabbling around Arc and Griffin, both
Okay,
of those.
perfect.
I already have a bag of AIXBT and um, is it Farcoin, so I haven't touched those. But yeah, I mean, pretty much in Mobi too. I know that Johnny likes Mobi, and it's one of the leading agents, and then the other one is Trisig, which is around 10 million market cap. But other than that, the space has been pretty quiet, as you guys well know. So
I really like Arc here. I kind of took my eyes off it, but this is probably might be the it's right up there with Goat. Like might even be I'm not Goat with Fartcoin. Especially that it
mhm.
barely came down 30%, which is impressive. I don't know what that's due to. But this looks really nice and it's already kind of moving up. Kind of the ones like again where if the AI space does recover, I can't I very find this very unlikely that this doesn't do well. So I mean I like this one a lot. Chart wise, that actually looks beautiful. And
What does it
then
look
you
on the daily? Check the daily
Griffin.
on that one.
Yeah, I guess I am looking at the 15. I'm tripping. Why? I need to pick. Yeah, so even then, though, damn, I was looking at like the 10, 15 minute. Um, no, even then, though, I do think it does look pretty corrective on the higher time frames. Still only down 50% versus other AI coins. That's pretty impressive.
And this
Already
one is one that it hasn't had as much as exchange listing or perps listing,
interesting.
so
So that could be another catalyst.
it bounds. So
So yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good chart wise. Only down 50%. So I like that. Grafane, obviously one with a lot of mind share a few months ago.
well,
Griff,
with
two
two
Fs.
apps,
Yeah,
yeah.
158, about 7.
It's a bit more depressed than Arc, to be honest. I think it was a lot of hype around this one, and I think there's also a reason why Mobi is down too, because they're using Refrain kind of like interface type of thing.
Gotcha.
But it it's backed by Solana Labs, I believe, and a bunch of like Solana type of like early investors. So I don't know. I think it's definitely bounce back once the market comes back. It's one of the leading AI platforms out there. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Interesting how it consolidated for a few weeks before coming down. Is probably why it's pretty violent. But yeah, no, I could see it recovering again. Just due to the fact that I had so much mind share. I think the top 5 to 10 I expect probably will make new all time highs if we do get the bull market I'm expecting, but or like the bull phase I'm expecting. But yeah, I like that. Damn, I wish this
what are your thoughts on? I mean, obviously we can talk AI, but I don't know. We're gonna talk about other memes like like for instance like Trump. Do you still have a position there, Brent?
Yeah, no, I've added just recently this week too. I do
Okay.
think again, Trump coming down was in combination with the rest of the majors coming down as well. And yes, it did create a temporary peak. Don't get me wrong, but I do think with the meme market overall, putting Trump aside, going to bottom out here soon, I find it very unlikely that Trump not only doesn't go back up, but then two, that the Trumps, with everything going up, everything they're doing in crypto, don't do the smallest of tweets or the smallest of activations or integrations into anything that could send it right back up. It's again, you have to look at the ability and the potential of the operator, and especially if they're incentivized with hundreds of millions of dollars worth of the coin to, whether does it make more sense that they're going to do a little bit to support it and make hundreds of millions, or they're going to let it to go to zero, they get their reputation ruined and all this different stuff, or have at least put a damper in their reputation even more. But yeah, no, to answer your question, I do think Trump obviously pretty nasty downside here, 75%. But I think overall, I think a very good chance that it does bottom out, and does go up with the rest of the market, and very potentially could be one of the best risk to reward bets again because of the potential. and the probabilities that they will do at least something with it, with it
Look
being
at
on
volume.
Coinbase and all that. What's up?
Look at strange volume. Like the peak, I guess, on like 18, 19, 20, I get in January, and then nothing until the 5th, and then just extreme volume for some reason.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are.
Yeah, people trade this. Mhm.
What are you saying, Furloco?
No, people trade this token like heavily, on exchanges, because they know it's one of the most important, like largest, and it has the most attention. But you have traders maybe trading like you know with a bunch of leverage and kind of like high volumes, but they're like trading on the 5 minute time frame. I mean, like this coin doesn't really move much. It's like up and down, maybe $1 every other week. It doesn't really move much. So,
Yeah,
but I wonder what it's gonna take for this token to really go back to all-time highs. To be honest, it's just like one of those things. Like I know Pengu could do it, but it's one of those like when go so high in market cap and you're down like what is this, like down like 60-70%, a little bit more, something like that. It's what is what has to happen for this to really go back to all-time highs? What's your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, like I
Right.
just said, bro, it's like I think overall, you look back to these past cycles, shit corrects 60, 70, 80%, the good stuff, and goes back up every time. It's just how it happens all the time. And again, not everything, but I'm saying this has happened every single cycle. We see the same thing 3 to 4 times a cycle. And to me, I mean, you say what needs to happen? What needs to happen for any of these coins that doesn't have the president behind it? All this stuff to go up. There's a number of things. One, it'll go up off the strength of the whole market. And two, I mean, bro,
Yeah.
again, they did a what's it called? What's True Social post the other day, which like the Trump, tweeting the ticker, which not many
Right.
people are on True Social. And again, it's about conditions. Right now, a tweet might not even do well, which again I think they understand. But when conditions are well, there's demand for crypto again. People are trading. I do think a slight tweet, especially if it included anything other than just the ticker, will make a big shift in the big momentum from it again. And again, you just have to look at the cult and everything behind Trump. There's just so many different things. When these normies and everything come up, like all those things get together will easily send it back up. To answer your question, though, a number of things can happen, and I don't think there needs to necessarily be some crazy thing coming from the Trumps, but there's just so many things that can and very likely will happen. Again, you got to remember they have billions of dollars in the coin, maybe like 500 million at this point. So I mean, there's again a lot to incentivize them to keep it running longer term, and then two, there's a lot that they could do in burns, a bunch of different stuff with that much supply.
When is their first unlock? Is it like 3 years or 3 months? I can't
It's like
remember what it
6 weeks
was.
from now, 10% of the supply gets unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like they split up the wallets already.
Yeah, 10%
Split
of the
up to
supply is
80%.
unlocked. And yeah, so I mean, and then there's like a 3-year cliff. And yeah, we'll see. I think again we're probably going to get some good conditions into there, and I do think again that I think they're smart enough to not dump everything in the supply, and then again if they want this to be something that could potentially make them billions of dollars or hundreds of millions for several long years, they're not going to just dump into it. And probably if you look at the Melania real quickly, one last thing, the Melania and even the Trump the thing where they have the pie chart where it shows where it's going to, there's a bunch allocated to partnerships and a bunch of other different stuff. So I think they probably do have other things planned, and are kind of maybe waiting for crypto conditions to improve. But we'll see. Yeah, that's my bet. I've been buying more Trump. I think the president's meme coin, with all the potential that they do have to do anything with it, and then just into a strong meme season, I think Trump is going to not only recover but very likely go multiples above the all-time high. That's my take. So let's see. A lot of people are replying dank on here. I'll go ahead and look at dank. Oh, and then hedge. Yeah, so Dank's been outperforming the market quite nicely. I don't know. Wow, 430 to 4 million. That's nice. I like this consolidation here. Obviously, like I said, conditions aren't great right now. So if you're up on this, make sure to lock in some gains. But, who knows? Maybe it continues higher. I don't know too much about this specifically. obviously I know dank memes. I know like the meme behind like dank memes and all that, but like this specific coin or whatever, I really do like how it's been around for like a month now, kind of consolidated and is just now going up. I don't know if a big names, bought it or what, but yeah, I hope this continues to do well, but just make sure to lock in gains on the way up. And, but Hedge is another like pretty cult like community that's been rating my post for a long time, and I do believe that these guys will probably continue to do their thing, and I do think the rating and all that stuff does really matter when conditions are good because it's about mind share. What are we down here? About 80%. But again, just based on what I know about Hedge and everything that you guys, it probably does go back up. And I do like how it has multiple bounces. The final confirmation for me that that Hedge is back is if it closed above, 2 daily candles above 30. That's kind of what I'd like to see there. Before we move on to there, I just kind of want to do a quick little reset. If you guys are still on with us, I know the live chat is kind of not working for us today, so it's kind of fucking a little bit with the flow of the stream. Totally fine though. We do these streams twice a week. Tuesday, today at 1 p.m. PST, and then Fridays at 10 a.m. PST. And my name is Brent. Like I said, I got my Twitter back. I didn't say this, but I got my Twitter back about a month ago now, 25 days ago. So it's been great to be back on here. Go ahead and shoot me a follow. I've been tweeting a lot more lately. Go ahead and give everybody a follow on here as well. I'm going to go ahead and let these guys do a little bit of breakdown about what they got going on. But I spent a lot of my time in the Boss Man Calls Telegram that I co-own with my business partner, Boss Man. We've been working together for about 13 months now. When I came together with him, I think the group he had started about a month ago. Month before that, the group was at about 200, 300 members. And like you see here, we're sitting at about 38,000 members there now. I think other than our trade ideas, the reason why we've grown so quickly is that I prioritize a lot of education and different tips and tricks and stuff that I've learned over my 9 years in trading. I do live streams, write-ups, all that stuff in there, and we're going to prioritize a lot more the education / content side. At least I am this year. So go ahead and go ahead and shoot in there if you're not in there already. But before I pass it off to these guys for Loco, Danks, Rotes, great guys. I love doing these streams with them. Super bright individuals. Go ahead and shoot them a follow as well. And then for Loco, you want to go over a little bit of what you guys got going on lately with Bridge 3?
I'll let Dancy do it. Dancy, you wanna plug it in?
Yeah, I got you. Bren, loving these streams. I mean, we've been doing what for like 8 months now.
Sure.
Yeah, we're just next phase of the bull market. We'll be continuing these streams. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. We're all pinned on the comment. But here at Bridgely Labs, started out with 1,000 PFP collection. Really, just a like-minded community of traders, investors, developers, the best in the field, really, in Web3. And I mean, there is an educational piece, there is a trading piece, but what we're really here to do is build some companies for long term. So we have a venture studio model. Please reach out for investment, support, consulting, whatever you need. We're really here, and we have the personnel to help you, really. So if you have anything you want to build on the intersection of AI and crypto, feel free to reach out on Twitter, on our website, bridgelabs.io. The link tree is probably the best place, and then we're mostly on Twitter and Discord. We have a Telegram, but not as used as our Discord. So we just hang out there, post some educational content, post some alpha, try to figure out how to navigate this market the same way as Bren, with the educational side, and then just build long-term companies. So feel free to reach out, and loving these streams.
For sure. Let's see here. But yeah, I think for me, the name of the game, just accumulate the good stuff. Don't overcomplicate it. Hold. I know it's really easy to be bogged down during these times. For me, I just took a little bit of a vacation just a little bit of a trip this last few days, and it's been really nice kind of to get away from the screen at least as much. I feel really refreshed and recharged. And if you feel like you're really in the fucking trenches are just really on your screen a lot. There's nothing wrong with that. Like obsession, you really do have to be obsessed with this stuff if you do want to set yourself apart. But with that being said, don't be scared to like get some time off for at least a day or a few hours or whatever, because it'll do you good when things do recover. Because the worst thing you can do is just completely burn out during these times. You have no energy for when times are good, or money, or any of that. So that's kind of mine. As far as meme coins go, that's I've just been accumulating those 10 or 15 coins that I know are going to do really well and take profits on the way up this next year. I think that's kind of it for memes, AI stuff. Usually there'd be a lot more going on that we can go over kind of live charts, and we'll do that going forward. But I think we just kind of wrap up the AI and meme coin stuff for now. I do want to go over a little bit of AI meme. I'm sorry, a little bit of NFT stuff. I know probably less even going on in NFTs this week than memes, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's some stuff around Barachain launches, a few other stuff like that. But I mean, Rhodes, are you still there with us, brother? I don't know if you, if
Yeah, I am.
okay, perfect. I mean, what's been going down in NFT land this last week? I know I've been hearing a lot about some Barachain stuff, some I'm sorry, abstract mints. What have you been seeing?
I mean, that first icon there, Kaido, is really the only thing that's going on in the NFT side of things. They have performed well. I don't fully understand the total value of Kaido in the terms of the NFT. The NFT itself is expected a Kaido airdrop. And then there's like, I was hearing some like voting mechanics kind of elements to it. And having the NFT allows you to pick for the app winners on Kaido, but overall, we've given back our last 3 months of gains on NFTs. So really shows or highlights the fact that the NFT rally and run was really based on token speculation, and that is it. And so now that we've kind of settled back in, we look for catalysts.
Yep.
Bear Chain hasn't been super successful in terms of the token drop. Like I said, we've talked about it several times now on the Bear Chain side of things that I don't trust new chains when it comes to NFTs. I only trust Solana, Ordinals, and ETH at the moment until proven otherwise. So there's that. And then the degree of new mints, abstract, etc. New mints haven't performed particularly well at the moment. And so there's not a lot there. So if I'm looking at it, you're looking at those majors that have value plays. And you can look to accumulate similar to where we were a few months ago on what looks to be of value. Azuki stands out there, of course, better at 2.89 than what it is now at 3.3 or 3.2. But overall, they're all right. Doodles, I am shying on Doodles. I didn't like the CEO ownership change there on Doodles. Wasn't a fan. Still like Ape and Yuga ecosystem. I think they're probably well in line with the next kind of drop news cycle. So those are the couple that stand out for me for the most part. And other than that, it is fairly quiet, rotation wise, etc. Typically, when crypto is trading sideways, NFTs are performing best. But the sideways trade right now is with the expectation of some form of rally. So I think there's a lot of indecision in the market and a lot of uncertainty has kind of led to just a broad sell-off overall, like we've seen in memes, et cetera. So nothing super positive in that respect there.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we've kind of come to the conclusion or consensus on these streams that there's probably going to need to be some type of catalyst, right?
Mhm.
That kind of launches things. That's usually how it goes with anything, right? I think that's either going to happen, or there's just going to be such a spillover from crypto itself going up, and people flooding into these different coins, maybe from small little catalysts, and then all of a sudden, like all these things are back at all time highs. But I think the former is probably more likely. And I do think we're going to have another NFT bull run. I think we just need that initial catalyst. Could it be a game? Could it be GTA for adding NFT functionality? Could it be them announcing some big announcement for for NFT like regulatory stuff. It could be a number of things, but I think right now in NFTs, it's like focus on the projects right now that I'm buying at least, and where my biggest bet is, and I talk about all this time is and the people that are great operators, the people that have shown that they can ship stuff, that they've stuck around, that they have the ability to create partnerships, and that's why I wouldn't completely write off Yuga Labs because I mean they've showed that they were the chief operator in NFTs for the beginning and the first chapter of NFTs, and for me, and that's why I've put over several close to several six figures into VeeFriends is because I think Gary V just has is just unmatched when it comes to the ability and just the understanding of NFTs and technology and trends and his capability in real life to to run this thing in real life business acumen. So that's why I'm just kind of all in on that. But I mean, if you're NFTs, I think those are the bets and those are the ones that are going to go crazy. And then eventually we're going to see the new mints come in and all that stuff as well. But same thing with meme coins. I think just to me, I'm just accumulating the stuff that's in severe, massive corrections right now with great fundamentals. In this case, the operator behind it. And I think those are the ones that are going to be able to, when NFTs conditions are good, are going to be creating the partnerships and getting the name out there and building the IP. And I think that's what a lot of people are failing. One more thing, failing to recognize in crypto and thinking it's all about Web3. What is this NFT going to do for me airdrop wise? It's like, okay, yes, that stuff's cool. And that's what moves the needle in the short term. But what matters long term and the only way these things are going to be worth anything is if people give a fuck about the IP. Like they give a fuck about Pudgy, like the actual Penguins. They give a fuck about actual Azuki, not the Azuki NFT stuff. Like that stuff matters, and that's what's gonna propel the IP. But in 10 years, if people don't actually care about the cartoons or whatever they're building in there, it's not gonna sustain the stuff, right? So that's kind of my two things I'm buying based on the operator and the IP. I think's ability to do stuff. So I think CryptoPunks are kind of just in a league of its own. That's kind of one of my biggest goals this year. Is like I really want to get a Grail Punk, like a cowboy hat punk or something
Man.
like that.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday with Rhodes. How CryptoPunks and apes are kind of have this like the bull case is that they can't launch any more tokens, so they will see the highest price
I think the
increase.
bull case on CryptoPunks, bro, is that it's just the like first NFT, like the crypto. It's like a crypto artifact. Crypto is a huge part of the world. It's like like crypto art. Like I don't know. I think it's really apart from like just what people are able to provide for it. Whereas, yeah, but keep going with what you're saying.
No, that's about it. But the CryptoPunks kind of look too generic for me. I don't know.
I don't know. I think that's a bit mid curve in it, bro. I don't think it's about that, but no, I know. I don't know. I think some of them are fucking sweet though. But you're right. I see a lot of them on the floor, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't PFP these. Um, but yeah, I feel like a lot of people, again, just buying it because they want a piece of the crypto history or like the piece of
You should
especially
do
if
what
NFT technology itself does well. Like I think CryptoPunks will do well. What were we gonna say?
you should do what Brian Armstrong does and just make a CryptoPunk that looks like him. Like go on his Twitter. It's like the same style, but it's not a CryptoPunk. It just like looks like him in real life.
Yeah, I think he got this from these guys. The I was gonna get one back in the day. Pixel Punks, Pixel something where like these guys do commissions and like that kind of art. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Um, yeah, I really
It's
like
not
the art.
funny.
Yeah.
And he's bold, so it's extra shiny.
Is there any bald CryptoPunks?
I don't know. You just use Brian Armstrong. There's probably one. Like there's that one right there.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, crazy. CryptoPunk's still holding 36. Um, but yeah. But yeah, been going pretty hard on the V Friends. I actually went out to New Orleans, met Gary V this weekend.
Oh, is
As
that why you
part,
went to New Orleans? Did you go to the Super Bowl?
no, I didn't go to the actual game, but I was around there. I was thinking about it. I almost pulled the trigger, but I just went to a few events. One of them being for having this NFT. Who said NFTs don't have utility? I no part of this for having a gift code. It was like a party where he was there. Adrian Peterson was there for a little bit. Reggie Bush, just like a few random people are there. But yeah, I got to meet Gary, talked to him a little bit about everything going on, and just even before, again, I just whether it takes 3 months, 3 years, I do think he's going to do something with the IP, really powerful. And I do think we get another NFT bull, and both of those things together, I think VFriends are going to go crazy. But yeah, I sold a few of my other NFTs for more VFriendship. Again, I do have the Sproto still, the Aeons, and I think the meme coin NFT stuff will do well again in the like really solid long term meme coin stuff. But I think the writing's on the wall for VFriends for me, so I'm gonna keep accumulating. Right now, I think I'm like top 12 holder in the Series Ones, and yeah, so we'll see. Am I gonna lose my ass on this, or is this gonna go to a bunch? We'll see. I think the NFT bull we're just kind of waiting for. And I'm joking, by the way. This is still I'm not going to lose my ass either way, but I do think we're going to get that NFT bull. We're just waiting for a catalyst. But yeah, I think we're at what time do we start?
We're an hour and a half in, 90
Hour and
minutes.
a half in. Do we see any comments on any of the?
Let me check. It doesn't save on the computer, so I'm gonna check my phone. Listen.
I do think. Hedge has performed great over the. Yeah, I appreciate the love from the Hedge guys. I see you guys. But yeah, I don't see any comments on anything else. I think usually we have the chat, so it's easier to see everything. But yeah, chill week. I think we'll start to see things heat up again soon. But if we don't see anything comments or anything else, I think we'll wrap it up until next week. I think it's perfect timing now. Is there anything else I missed? Any final thoughts from you guys before we end it? It is for
No,
okay.
I think you're good.
Perfect. Let's see. Okay, we got some best viewers on. Yeah, okay, it looks like some spam. I don't know where that came from. Wayward.
That's from Twitter.
Twitch.
Twitch.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, Panda, I appreciate you for being on. Everybody who's still on. We will be back on Friday with the chat fixed, so it'll be a little bit of a better flow. But with
Let me call Elon about that. Tronzy's been watching on TikTok for like an hour. So
Tronzy?
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Tronzy.
33.
Tronzy 33. I don't know if you're on Twitter, but go ahead and shoot me a DM. I appreciate you for being on, and yeah, look out for next week. We'll be on TikTok as well again, Friday at 10 a.m. PST. And if you guys have any suggestions for the stream, anything you'd like to see, go ahead and shoot me or any of these guys a DM, and we'll try to see what we can do. But with that, Rotes, anything else?
Nope. Excellent job on covering the markets. Yeah, definitely a bit of a slog to work through here. But as things pick up, we'll be there for it.
Hell yeah, Rotes. Again, appreciate you always. For Loco, anything else if you're still with us? I don't know if you are.
No, man. I think this was a great review. Hopefully on Friday we have better markets, but other than that, just surviving for sure. This chop.
Hell yeah. Well said, everybody. With that, go ahead and follow everybody on the panel. Usually we have our fifth host here, which is my buddy Yoni, who provides a lot of great insight on like the AI stuff, which obviously hasn't been moving as much lately, but he's going to provide a lot of great stuff here moving forward. And before I forget, actually next week, if you're still on, I'm going to go ahead and make a bigger announcement. But next week we're going to have a guest, my buddy Max Crypto. If you guys are on the VC streams in the Telegram, sometimes you probably heard him a few weeks back, but an individual will go and tell his whole story. But he's been in the traditional finance world at a high level for several decades. Somebody who's taught me a lot, who actually bought Ethereum back at he'll tell you about like under $10, and who's someone I've learned a lot from, and someone who I had on a VC stream just a few weeks ago, and people loved it. So we're gonna have him on this week. I'm gonna go ahead and make a bigger announcement both on Twitter, or probably on Twitter and then Telegram as well. So look out for that. But with that being said, if there's nothing else, we're going to go ahead and sign off, and appreciate you guys. Thanks you, Danksy, Rotes, for Loco. We'll see you guys next week, or Friday.
See you, man. Take care.
Catch you all later. Cheers.
Bye.
Great job, guys.